blessed be. This is White Raven over here, coming before you today with a witch talk, with a topic that I promised you that I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I've seen a lot of this on the internet nowadays, and I just want to give you my little bit of opinion on it. Okay, these are three beings that are 100% created by humans. This is the Egregor, the Tulpas, and the Servitors. These are thought forms, and they do not exist unless we create them. All right, I'm going to start with the Egregors, which are very popular. These are collective thought forms. This is hundreds of people, thousands of people for many years, or even thousands of years, thinking the same thing. And they will create something called an egregor, which could absolutely 100% take thought forms. Okay, you can do it in a very ginormous scale, like the Christian church, for example, or you can do it in a smaller scale, like the members of a sports team, they create egregors. Or you can do it even more personalized by you creating your own egregors. In this case will be almost your reputation. That will be your egregor. The thing is that egregors will materialize in some instances, and also they have a high survival mode. And once they're created, they will influence your thoughts because they're obviously fed with your thoughts. So they will influence you. So in turn, you think the thoughts that they need in order to survive. So think about this. If you're creating something positive, it could be something really good. However, that's not to say that an egregor can actually deviate and go from positive to negative. Okay, so again, these are thought forms, and then when you think, you create your vibration, right? And you're going to start vibrating at a certain level. So everything you think reflects outside of you, even if you don't see it. All right. So again, egregors are going to be collective energy. A lot of the same thing thought by many people or by you. But when you, again, it could be your reputation, which means what you project, other people is going to see you as, and they're going to create that egregor. All right, they're very almost impossible to destroy. And the thing is that once you create one, in order to get out of that egregor energy, it's pretty tough, guys. It's very, very, very tough. And they're also contagious. So sometimes when you're with a person that is constantly negative, and I have lived that with my own flesh. When you are with somebody that's constantly negative, you feel the energy right away. That is an egregor. According to this theory, right? I'm not telling you that's exactly how it is. To me, energy is energy. I don't put names into energy because energy can do anything. To me, I cannot measure energy. I know energy cannot be destructed. So these are terms that people, humans with their own brains have come out to explain certain things. I'm not trying to explain anything. I'm not going to tell you this is exactly how it is, but these are some of the terms, and I'm going to give you what is exactly the meaning of these terms, okay? So again, they could materialize. Sometimes you can see them as shadows, smoke, mist. And yeah, the church is one of the most known egregors out there. They have a high survival mode. And the egregors keep us thinking the same thing, either good or bad, because they influence us, because that's their food. That's what they eat. They eat the thoughts that you think. Tulpas. Oh my God, tulpas. These are the most popular ones, I think. They're very popular on Instagram right now. I don't know. People play with fire and then they cry when they get burned. A tulpas is a companion. But let me go back a little bit. Tulpas were created originally by Tibetan Buddhists. And they were the first people to create tulpas. And they were, not all Tibetan monks can create tulpas. You have to be highly trained, and you have to be very avid in the process of meditation and the control of your thoughts in order to actually make a tulpa. That's why I think it's really weird that people nowadays think that they can do a tulpa so fast. And the monks used to create these tulpas to deal with fear, pain, and sometimes to empty their minds. They will create all these thought forms and put them in a creature and exile the creature, right? All these thought forms exile them, right? But then again, there were very avid people creating these thought forms, okay? Nowadays, people want to think, okay, so we create this person. This is going to be my imaginary friend. They're going to be my friend. I feel so lonely. I need somebody to talk to every day, so let me create a tulpa. And people imagine this being with attributes, with physical forms, like the face, the body, absolutely everything. You create the tulpa from head to toe and becomes your company. And you created everything. You are the creator of this creature. All right. The thing is that they will, guys, since they're at a thought form and they can become sentient and they can develop consciousness. Like, how scary is that? And they can take a life of its own. And then they can heavily influence you. Okay. For good or bad, for good or evil. And then the thing is that they're going to be feeding by the thoughts that we create, because they're going to influence, again, just that the egregors, they're going to make you think exactly the thoughts that they need in order to survive. The thing is that tulpas can become absolutely independent of the creator. And then you give them a purpose, but then they can say, hey, I don't want to do what you're telling me. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to give you an example. In 1930s, Alexandra David Neal, which was a French writer, she's a female that went into the Tibetan monks' monasteries to live with them. And she was with them for some time. I actually bought her book today, and I'm going to be reading about it. And maybe I'll share with you guys a little bit. And she was so obsessed, and she was so into the meditation and the power that Tibetan monks could raise while meditating, that she also wanted to create a tulpa. So again, she focused in her meditation. It took her a very long time to get where she wanted to be. Like, she needed to train her mind and her thoughts in order to create a tulpa. And she created her own tulpa. So the way she created him, she imagined a chubby monk, a happy, benevolent, happy-go-lucky kind of monk. It's sort of like looking like the fat Buddha or Hote, which you guys, I already shared a picture of Hote with you guys in a video the other day. And he was supposed to be just happiness. The thing is that she noticed that with the time, whenever she will meditate and call upon him, he started to lose weight. And his appearance started to look a little bit more sinister, to the point that these tulpas started terrorizing the monks, some of the other monks in the monastery. It got out of her hand. Okay, guys? And this is in her book. It took her 6 months to destroy the tulpa. Because it is common to think that if you start thinking about the tulpa, then the tulpa is going to disappear. And that's not necessarily so. A weak tulpa, maybe by you stopping thinking about it and not feeding it, it will go away. But the thing is that tulpas will get a life of its own. So once you create them, they could be let loose. And I tend to think that why play with fire? I mean, what's the need of that? I mean, there's so many other things. I really don't understand what's the purpose of doing this. I really, really don't understand. I'm pretty sure the monks in the monastery had their purpose, like to deal with the fear and to deal with pain and to empty their minds. But nowadays, people are creating tulpas just as imaginary friends because you're feeling lonely. I think that's playing with fire. I think you are putting yourself in dangers by creating things like that you in reality do not have any training on how to manipulate or how to control. And chances are that if it gets out of hand, you won't be able to control it. And the problem is, guys, that anything that is a thought form will immediately attack your mind. So if you don't have a very strong mindset, your mind will be attacked. And in turn, once the health of your mind is attacked, that's going to resonate in your body as a physical pain. They could really legit destroy you. They cannot physically destroy you, but they can put thoughts in your head, like suicidal thoughts or depression thoughts, that in turn are really could potentially finish your life. Can they be positive? Yeah, but the thing is that they are very unpredictable. So like Miss Alexandra O'Neill created a very positive tulpa that in turn, and this is the person that was training with the Tibetan monks, and that tulpa became a negative and sinister. Was to tell you that you are going to be able to create a tulpa that is going to be happy-go-lucky forever. I say don't play with fire if you don't want to get burned, but that's not my shit. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Last but not least, and this is to me the most benevolent of all of them. And again, these are thought forms. I think once they're created, they're out of my control. So it is your responsibility when you decide that you're going to do something like this. Please see all the outcomes. What are the things that could happen? What am I going to do if this goes sour, right? So last but not least, servitors. So we shared a video a few months ago, maybe a year, maybe close to a year ago, on servitors. And I find servitors to be very benevolent, only if you give them a task. For example, a servitor is a creature that you're going to create out of your imagination. You are going to create the shape, the form. You're going to give it a name, and you're going to give it a task. Once you give that task, you also are going to give this thought form an expiration date. I do not believe that any thought form should be let loose, and I do not believe that by stop thinking about it, the thought form is going to be completely, absolutely destroyed. Absolutely not. I think once you create certain energy, you cannot just let it loose. Energy has to be released again into the universe, into the ether, in order to, let's say, neutralize it. Some people tend to believe that you can create servitors. You're going to give them a task. It could be a guardian of your home. It could be a guardian of a person. Okay, so I'm going to be on vacation, servitor so-and-so. I'm going to be on vacation, so I want you to guard my house until I come back from my vacation. And then you don't give that servitor specifications. And then you come from your vacation and you forgot that you had a servitor in there. It's like, oh, I'm not going to think about it. I'm not on vacation anymore. So he's just going to be evaporated into the air. That's not how I see things. If I go on a vacation and I create a servitor to guard my house, I'm going to give this servitor a name. I'm going to give this servitor a task. And I'm going to tell this servitor on so-and-so day, we're going to reunite in here again. And on that date, I will release that energy. I will thank the servitor for its service, and I will release it into the universe. Not because I came back from my vacation, the servitor is going to just completely and absolutely dissipate. I do not believe thought forms just disappear just by me stop thinking about it. It's like when people say that don't believe in magic, so they cannot be cursed. Same thing. So a servitor will be a creature, a being that you're going to create with your thought. Is going to be a thought form that you're going to give a task. Once you give that task, you're also going to give it I'm sorry, I was listening to some noises, guys. You're also going to give it an expiration date in which you do not kill it. You just release and dissolve that energy and release it back into the universe. Tell me what you think. Chances are we're going to do this. This video is going on 14 minutes right now, so we're going to do this live, the viewing of this video. Maybe you can ask me some questions. This is not my forte, so I don't know everything about this topic that we're talking about today. I could certainly get information for you. And unfortunately, guys, just like everything else that has to do with spirituality, there's not a book of instructions. Different people are going to write different things based on their experiences and what they know. Ultimately, it's up to you what you want to do and what you want to believe, and if you want to create or not these different thought forms. Okay. I just wanted to share my little 10 cents on it. Until next time, which is stay wicked. Bye.